There's some real money in the room.
Bounty Hunter BJ. He made a comment, and he basically went on an interview and said that he saw Birdman and Lil Wayne. I don't know if it was the BET Awards, the Source Awards, MTV Awards, but it was at an award show. And he went over there on some fan stuff, like he wanted to, you know, he fan the Cash Money, like how y'all moving and grooving and doing what y'all do. And when he saw them, it looked like they were grooving. What I mean by that is the flag was to the left. You know what I'm saying? Like I did there. But his flag was to the left. And Bounty Hunter BJ claims he checked them and basically let them know, you know, what's up, you know what I'm saying? He double OG out of Nicholson Garden, Watts, California, where it started at. And he sees the flag in the left pocket and he lets them know that's disrespectful, you know, fix that flag. And they, my bad homie, and they fixed it. Do you think that is a true story? Is that even possible?
Yeah, that's possible. Because you gotta keep in mind, this man really come from that, grew up in that. So I'm letting you know, I'm really repping this stuff. Don't play with my livelihood. So I'm gonna give y'all a heads up, man. Look, this flag, because you gotta keep in mind is this. When they come in the game under the blood standard, a lot of people try to contribute to Mac 10, right? But they don't know Birdman, them running with a lot of guys out of New York. And at one time, them dudes in New York had their flag in their left pocket. Terrance Gangsta got sanctioned by the West Coast. Then they said, well, we gonna switch our flags. They had a war in New York behind, the state jail behind that stuff. Who gonna be on the lineup, who gonna be this now. This the new lineup, but y'all don't, you know what I'm saying? So they had a nice little war going on. So these guys moving in the industry.
The Bloods had a war going on?
Yeah, the 9 Trey Bloods, the Billies and all that, because, you know, there's a lot of sets in New York that's not West Coast sanctioned. But 9 Trey was one of the ones that became a West Coast sanction in the beginning. Well, let me say this, I don't know who all West Coast sanctioned now. Let me straighten that. But I know in the beginning, 9 Trey was one of the first ones to become a West Coast sanction set. So now,
when you say West Coast sanctioned,
you know, the West Coast is where it started. That's the motherland.
Right. So
like, you know, anybody from California, all these other gangs, they look at you like, boy, you're out of town blood, you're out of town crip. So then so it's a thing like, okay, you saying your blood, you saying your crip. What's your lineup? Give me your history. So can you trace it back to the motherland? So a lot of dudes, when they start down south, start learning about bloods, because they're gonna have to, okay, yeah, my homie such and such, who his big homie such, who his big homie such, he put him down, blah blah blah. So, you know, they just moving. This is what it is. What's poppin' five? They moving through the industry. They just throw them flags in there, not knowing. But I could believe it because the dude, BJ Bonham, seemed like a sincere dude. Like, you know, I would really, you could hear in his voice like he really was one of them dudes that was rough and rugged. That just like, I'm pulling up. I ain't going for this bull, you know. But I do know this for a fact. Big C was a person that told him, man, y'all got them dead flags. Big C a Crip, but they out of Detroit. I'm not sure. He was one that's on record that if you ever ask Birdman, he will acknowledge, yeah, Big C put up on us with that, letting them, man, y'all with them dead flags. At that time, Birdman didn't know what that meant, dead flag. So that's a lot of game popping to y'all, but listen, man, I don't mind, right? I got time. So I know for a fact Big C did it, because when I was in prison, you know, me and Birdman was real tight and we used to talk all the time. Bam, 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 bam. So telling me about what's going on when I'm in prison. So he never told me about the bounty hunter situation, but like I say, I could believe that it's possible because this dude really, really repped that. That's where he's from and come up with that. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody trying to sit down somewhere, I pull up and they trying to do a hot boy history. Who started, where it come from, blah, blah, blah. And I'm right, and I see, oh, no, check this out. You see what I'm saying? Right. So that's where, you know, Bounty Hunter, BJ Bounty Hunter, he defend that flag.
Why do you think the Bloods in New York bang to the left?
They misguided, you know, New York, they like being in their own world. Like, this is what it is, this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? This is what we doing, five. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, think about this here. They had a situation in a federal joint where the Crips out of New York would start riding a 6-point star. Cause it was cool and GDs and all that, right? So it was a dude that was in the joint. He was like, listen, every Crip that's on this compound, let them know such and such here, I'm running this pound, and we ain't banging, we ain't riding no 6-point stop. But them Crips, some Crips was like, what are you talking about? Who he is? What are you talking? They young, so there's a lot of them was down. We riding that 6-point stop. That was a situation, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So a lot of people get in these gangs and don't really know the history, or they just jump out there, give me the flag. All right, what's cracking? That's what we doing. Or what's popping? That's what it is. And they running with it. They're not doing the homework.
Right.
Checking it out to see, because a lot of people back then was to pull up and ask them, man, what's the play? What's this? You know.
And I'm gonna add to that and say my theory is I feel like prison messed it up because you have the relationship with the Crips and the Folk Nation, and then you have the relationship with the Bloods and the People's Nation, aka the Chicago gang. So you have this mix between California gangs and Chicago gangs, and so in Chicago they have literature, they have real history, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and knowledge. Where Crips just have like history, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, more so gang banging, or in Bloods too. And I actually did an interview with Bounty Hunter BJ where he spoke on the fact that they don't bang the 5 in California, but they do that everywhere else.
In New York, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
New York have a name where they set the tone for different stuff.
Hey, RealToon, it's some real money in the room.